Welcome to a unique kind of competition. A competition that was only done once in a Disney Pixar sequel, but now it is coming to life. This is the World Grand Prix. Welcome to a Racing Infinity special where I decided to put together motorsports champions from 2022 and have them race with the same equipment across the world to see who's the best of them all. I formed a field of 13 drivers to compete in the World Grand Prix. So, first of all, let's take a look at the roster. This features drivers like Formula 1 champion Max Verstappen, NASCAR Cup Series champion Joey Logano, and IndyCar champion Will Power. You also have sports car drivers like Oliver Jarvis, Rio Hirakawa, and Matteo Giammattei. This also features Formula E champion Stoffel Van Dorn, W Series champion Jamie Chadwick, Supercars champion Shane Van Gisbergen, and FIA World Rallycross champion Johan Kristoffersson. NASCAR Xfinity Series champion Ty Gibbs also got the invite, as well as SRX champion Marco Andretti. And lastly, Driver 13. This driver is a special invite, one that is considered a legend, and one who has reached many great achievements throughout their career. That spot this year was given to four-time Indy 500 winner, Helio Castroneves. Now let's take a look at the 5-race schedule that will be in the 2023 World Grand Prix. So, we're going to start off in Japan with your traditional road course at the Suzuka circuit, and then we go a little off-roading around the 12-mile-long New Zealand Mud Rally. This race I would consider a massive wild card. After that, we got endurance racing around the famous Circuit de la Sarthe, home of the 24 Hours of Le Mans. For the fourth race, we added a street circuit that actually hasn't been used in about 25 years. This is the return of the Birmingham Super Prix track in the UK. And then lastly, we can't forget about our oval folks. We will crown the world champion in the United States with an oval race that will be held at the Worldwide Technology Raceway at Gateway, a 1.25-mile oval located right by downtown St. Louis, Missouri, the Gateway to the west. I think that pretty much covers introductions. With that out of the way, let's see how this spectacular event unfolds. So, let's head to Japan for race 1. The first stop in the World Grand Prix takes us to the famous Suzuka circuit in Japan, home to the Japanese Grand Prix in Formula 1 and at one point a NASCAR Cup Series race in 1997. This race will use the East Circuit and it'll be a 35-lap race, so the laps will go by pretty quickly, so drivers do not want to waste their time. Here's a look at your starting lineup for the first race, as Johan Kristoffersson will start on the pole with Shane Van Gisbergen starting beside him. Max Verstappen, who knows his track pretty well to an extent, even though it's a different layout, will start in 5th. So he may have his work cut out for him, but we'll wait and see. This is it. This is the moment that the world has been waiting for. 13 of the best race car drivers in the world ready to put on a show, and it starts here. The inaugural World Grand Prix is underway in Japan. Things are starting to settle in now as Kristoffersson settles into an early lead as the IMSA DPI champion from 2022, Oliver Jarvis, jumps to second here at the start. Everything looks pretty clean so far. picture-perfect start to the World Grand Prix. Four laps into this race now as Joey Logano has drifted back to last. I'm not quite sure if he had a bad start or if something may have gone wrong with his car, but it's not a good start for the defending NASCAR Cup Series champion. As a matter of fact, Marco Andretti and Ty Gibbs are back there with him. All three American drivers running in the back. They got a lot of work to do. Things have been pretty quiet here in the first 10 laps as everyone has settled into position with Kristofferson still leading. And so far, it's been him really showing up the field. Very impressive from the Rallycross champion. He's had the fastest car with qualifying and practice, but he has also been blowing away the competition like it's nothing. At this rate, a costly mistake is probably the one thing that could slow him down, as Oliver Jarvis still hanging on to second, and Shane Van Gisbergen sitting back there in third. Four laps complete here. We're getting close to the end. Final round of green flag pit stops. We've been green pretty much the entire race as Kristofferson comes down for the last time to get service on his car, and we'll see if he keeps the lead. It appears things didn't really work out well for Kristofferson because now Oliver Jarvis now has the lead in the race, and Kristofferson is going to have to go if he wants to still win this race. Just an absolute terrific pit stop made by Jarvis's crew to get him out in front, and all that's left is for Jarvis to hold off Johan Kristofferson. Final lap here in Japan. It's Oliver Jarvis leading. Johan Kristofferson is second with Ryo Hirakawa back in third, but I don't think Kristofferson has enough time to catch him. This accomplished sports car racer from the UK is getting it done here today. He has definitely shown in the second half of the race that he has been the class of the field. Coming off the final corner, checkered flag waves. Oliver Jarvis will win the opening race of the World Grand Prix, and he'll go on to win here at Suzuka Circuit. An impressive run made by Jarvis here today. He's going to stand on top of the podium. Johan Kristoffersson and Rio Hirakawa will join him. Shane Van Gisbergen finishing 4th. Stoffel Van Doren finishes in 5th. Ty Gibbs 6th. And there is the rest of your field. As you see, tough going for Joey Logano. He finishes dead last. Definitely a rough start for him as we move on to the next race in New Zealand. The second race of the World Grand Prix takes us to Australia's good neighbor, New Zealand, as this race is being dubbed as the New Zealand Mud Rally. This race is only 15 laps long because this track is a long, enduring course. I'm talking 12 miles long. So yeah, it's going to be quite the endurance race for these guys, especially for guys who aren't as familiar with the off-road scene. As a matter of fact, this race is seen by fans as a big wild card, but for drivers like Johan Kristoffersson, who is pretty much a 5-time FIA World Rallycross champion, it's safe to say he's clearly the favorite here. So the question is, can anyone beat him? Kristoffersson is starting on the pole, so he's already off to a pretty good start here. If he stays out in front, it's going to be no trouble for him at all. So also, I will make a quick note here. So I guess Enter 2003 has a certain time limit on their replays, and because the race went so long, the replay file only recorded the second half of the race, like lap 7 and lap 15. So yeah, this part of the video is going to look a little different. I apologize for the inconvenience, and let's see how this race unfolds. As we reached the halfway point of the race, it was all Johan Kristoffersson. He was the class of the field in this race. There was no stopping the FIA World Rallycross champion. Not only that, but several drivers had mechanical problems. Again, it was a long, muddy, enduring race, and unfortunately some cars didn't make it all the way. But there were some drivers that hung in there, such as Matteo Giamenate here, as he comes off the pit road and rejoins the track. It seems fitting that the defending World Rallycross champion dominated this entire race. It has indeed been a long, grueling race for a lot of these drivers, but not for this guy, as Johan Kristoffersson will win the second race of the World Grand Prix here in New Zealand. Absolute dominating performance from Kristoffersson. I really don't have much else to say about it. It was an absolute dominant performance, and what's great about this schedule is that every track benefits at least one driver in the field. Jamie Chadwick with an impressive run. She hung in there. She finished in second. Rio Hirakawa once again with a third place finish. Good points day for him. Max Verstappen in fourth. Giamenate finished in fifth. Andretti sixth. Castroneves 7th. Will Power 8th. Oliver Jarvis 9th. Van Gisbergen 10th. Van Doren in 11th. Ty Gibbs. And once again, Joey Logano. Not a good showing for the NASCAR folks once again. Here we are at the midpoint of the World Grand Prix as we make a stop in France at the famous Circuit de la Sarthe, the home of Le Mans. This race will feature 12 laps, and hopefully there won't be as many issues as there were in New Zealand for these drivers. Let's take a look at the World Grand Prix driver standings real quick. Johan Kristoffersson leads the way with 30 points. Rio Hirakawa with back-to-back podium finishes with 24 points. He sits in second. Oliver Jarvis, the Japan winner, with 21 points. He is in third. Jamie Chadwick had a pretty big jump with her second place finish at New Zealand. She sits in fourth. Some other notables: Max Verstappen sitting in the middle of the pack in sixth. Will Power only with 11 points in ninth. And Joey Logano, the only driver in single-digit points, only earning a point from both races so far. He needs a miracle. A win here at Le Mans would help him drastically. But besides that, let's go ahead with the third race of the World Grand Prix here at Le Mans. Matteo Jaminet is on the pole with Will Power alongside him as the green flag waves and we are racing at Le Mans. 4 laps in, it's Jaminet and Power so far. As you can imagine, this is a pretty long track. We have our first round of pit stops already, as both drivers are in and out with no problems. Little did we know that this is only setting up for what is about to be an exciting finish here in France. Here we go. White flag is in the air. Final lap here at Le Mans. It's a long way around as Jaminet continues to lead, but Will Power is knocking on his door. It's a battle between a driver who has driven here one time before back in 2019 and a driver with more open wheel experience, but he's never driven at Le Mans before. The question is regarding about Will Power. Does he have enough momentum to catch Jaminet? The IndyCar champion continues to reel him in. Here he comes to the left side of Jaminet. Will Power is there. They're battling side by side for the lead. This is for the third race of the World Grand Prix, right here on the final lap. The question is, can he clear him? The answer is yes! He will clear him! Will Power takes the lead on the final lap. Jaminet continues to lose ground. Can he catch back up to him? What a wild finish here on the last lap here at Le Mans. All the fans standing on their feet and applauding for the IndyCar champion. Here's the checkered flag. Will Power wins at Le Mans. And Jaminet, who had dominated all race long, will finish in second. Heartbreaking loss for him, as he could have gained the maximum points he needed to inch closer to winning the World Championship in the World Grand Prix. What a finish. Here's a look at your final results. And what do you know? Ryo Hirakawa in third again for a third time in a row. I'm confident he's going to take the points lead at this point. Stoffel Van Dorn finishing in fourth. Joey Logano with a fifth place finish. Much needed for him. Shane Van Gisbergen finishes in sixth. Marco Andretti in seventh. Johan Kristoffersson finishing in eighth. Max Verstappen in ninth. Ty Gibbs 10th. And Elio Castroneves, Jamie Chadwick, and Oliver Jarvis round out the field in what has been an exciting finish here at Le Mans. The World Grand Prix begins to unfold. Here we are in Birmingham, England for race 4 of the World Grand Prix. That's Birmingham, England, not Birmingham, Alabama. We are indeed in England. We got 60 laps in this one, and it's going to be interesting to see how these champions take on a street circuit that hasn't been used since the 1990s. Now, the front row does consist of Max Verstappen and Will Power, a couple guys who know street courses. And then there are a couple guys, talking about the NASCAR ones, who will soon be experiencing a street circuit in their Cup Series schedule. So this is going to be a good warm-up for Joey Logano and Ty Gibbs. Without further ado, let's see how this one unfolds as we are starting to put a close into this event. Max Verstappen and Will Power on the front row. Here we go. Green flag, and we're racing in the United Kingdom. And they are 3 wide heading into the first turn. Power and Kristoffersson wasting no time to gang up on the F1 champion. And Verstappen's not giving up that easily. Oh! He gets into the wall and is bumped by Power, and he loses the lead instantly. Verstappen ends up dropping to about 4th as Kristoffersson takes the lead with Power in second. Already a crazy start in this one here in Birmingham. And here come the leaders as they go through the roundabout and back up the hill. Things remaining clean, except now I jinxed it. We got a crash. Stoffel Van Dorn, it looked like he might have smacked the wall, collected Ryo Hirakawa. There is no caution. Both of them are still going. Jamie Chadwick had to slow down, and thanks to that, Ty Gibbs was able to sneak by and gain a few spots after that little mishap. Just about 16 laps complete here in Birmingham as Will Power makes his trip down pit road. Again, we've been pretty green so far as he comes in to make his stop. Looks like 4 tires and a simple adjustment as Max Verstappen just bumped into Will Power. I don't think I don't think that was part of the plan for sure. Luckily, no crew members got hurt there, but scary moment as Verstappen, I think, just went into a stall a little too soon. But luckily, it looks like power is fine, and he will continue on as well as Verstappen. Now, despite that mishap, no issues there. Power gets out of pit road first. Verstappen right behind him. We are now just a little past halfway here in Birmingham. Johan Kristoffersson once again proving to be the best of the best right now as he leads and looking to build his points lead and put himself in a good position when we head into the final race so that he can win the World Grand Prix. We are now closing in with just 10 to go. Kristoffersson still leads as I head the... Oh! What just happened? We need to know what happened to Kristoffersson. It looked like he hit the inside of the guardrail as Castroneves now takes the lead. Oh my goodness, I can't believe what I just witnessed. A bad, costly mistake by Kristoffersson. He's going to lose the lead and a ton of ground. And now, the 4-time Indy 500 champion leads the way. Elio Castroneves looking to win here in Birmingham. One costly mistake. That is all that it takes that can cost you the chance of winning a race. And that has shown here today as we are now in the final lap here in Birmingham. And it is all Elio Castroneves. Coming out of the final corner and to the checkered flag. The checkered flag waves. Elio Castroneves wins at Birmingham. In these 4 races, we have had 4 different winners. Big win by Castroneves. Kristoffersson ends up in 2nd. Will Power ends up 3rd. Max Verstappen 4th. Matteo Giamenit finished in 5th. Joey Logano 6th. Rio Hirakawa 7th. So that 3-race, 3rd-place finish streak has come to an end for him. Oliver Jarvis in 8th, Marco Andretti 9th, Jamie Chadwick 10th, Shane Van Gisbergen 11th, Stoffel Van Dorn finished 12th, and Ty Gibbs finishing in last. And now we have just 1 race remaining in the World Grand Prix. Let's head to St. Louis. And here we are, the final race of the World Grand Prix, right here at Worldwide Technology Raceway at Gateway, here in the United States. Our last race will take place on an oval, and as we look at our standings heading into the final race, it is still Johan Kristoffersson leading the way with a 7-point gap over Rio Hirakawa. Matteo Giamenit and Will Power do sit tied for 3rd at 39 points, but it's going to take a lot for those two to win the World Grand Prix. And I got to bring this up. Hirakawa scored the pole while Kristoffersson, who I'm pretty sure, like most of the drivers in this field, have never driven on an oval, he's starting 2nd to last. So already Kristoffersson is in quite a hole. So he's going to have to work really hard to catch up to Hirakawa to see if he can score the World Grand Prix Championship. Well, the wait is over. Time to crown a world champion. Who is the best of the best in the world? Let's find out right now. Drivers, start your engines. It's a sold-out crowd here in St. Louis, 60,000 plus. Ready to see 13 of the greatest drivers in the world and ready to witness history to see who will win the World Grand Prix Championship. Here we go. Pace car goes down pit road. Hirakawa, Castroneves, Van Gisbergen, and Logano lead them to the green flag, and the final race of the World Grand Prix is underway in St. Louis. Things looking good at the start of this race, and Ryo Hirakawa leading the way, and the way he's positioned now, he would be the World Grand Prix champion. So Johan Kristoffersson, like I said, he's got a lot of work to do to catch up. 24 of 100 laps are complete here in St. Louis, and look at Johan Kristoffersson. He did not waste any time working his way towards the front. He is already up to 5th place, as now he is working on Jamie Chadwick, which could be bad news for our leader, Ryo Hirakawa, who's currently in the fight to win the World Grand Prix Championship, but he's got Joey Logano right behind him. And remember, last time Logano was here, he won the inaugural NASCAR Cup Series race here. A lot of racing left to go, as Kristoffersson tries to work his way through, and Logano puts pressure on Hirakawa. Meanwhile, our top 3 consist of Hirakawa, Logano, and Van Gisbergen. The 3 of them have kind of drifted away from the rest of the field. Hirakawa trying to stay out in front to get the maximum amount of points that he needs if he wants to win the World Grand Prix, but he's got an oval expert right behind him, putting all sorts of pressure on him. And take a look at this. Joey Logano looks to the inside of Hirakawa. He's looking for the lead. They battle side by side down the front straightaway. Hirakawa does have a little bit of momentum on the outside. Logano will sit back there in place in second, but he is still right there. He is not going anywhere, and we know how aggressive of a driver he can be. Lap 34 now, and the leaders are coming down pit road for a cycle of green flag pit stops. Again, things have been pretty clean. We've had a lot of clean racing in the World Grand Prix, and that trend is continuing tonight as Joey Logano comes into pit road, and right now he is having no issues at all. He's got a very fast car, and he would love to win a race in the World Grand Prix, despite that he is not in the running to win the World Championship. Logano will come out first. Kristoffersson comes out second, and that will most likely be the running order. So huge for Kristoffersson if he wants to win the World Championship. Now he's in a great position to do so. Ryo Hirakawa is right there behind him. So Kristoffersson is definitely not in the clear yet, but plenty of racing remaining here in St. Louis. It's been a quiet race so far. Logano has led a massive chunk of it, but he has some pressure now. Max Verstappen, the Formula One champion. Where did he come from? Are we about to see the F1 champion defeat the NASCAR champion who also won here last year? I don't think Verstappen has ever driven on an oval before. This is incredible. And look at this, Verstappen to the inside. They're side by side as the crowd goes wild down the French straightaway. Logano, Verstappen, putting on the show in the final laps of the World Grand Prix. Here they go into turn one, side by side. Logano still with the advantage on the outside, but Verstappen is right there. Off of turn two and on to the backstretch. Now Verstappen has the momentum, still on the inside of Logano. This is why we claim that these are the best in the world, and they're showing it now. Into turn three, Max Verstappen takes the lead from Joey Logano. I cannot believe it. At this rate, if I'm an IndyCar team, I am calling him up to run the Indy 500. I know Monaco's on the same day, but what an impressive run by Max Verstappen. Wow, I can't believe it. Now the question is, can he hold on and win? This is going to be quite an upset here, folks. Final lap here in St. Louis. While Max Verstappen continues to lead, Johan Kristoffersson is still in a good place where he is. He is currently in the top 5. He's running in 4th, but Ryo Hirakawa has fallen back to 10th, and it is not looking good for Hirakawa as Verstappen takes one more lap through the 1.25 mile track here in the gateway to the west. And as he comes off of turn 4, checkered flag waves, Max Verstappen is going to win here in St. Louis. He gets the win over Joey Logano, but all eyes are on your champion. Ladies and gentlemen, your inaugural World Grand Prix champion is Johan Kristoffersson, the World Rallycross champion. He has been consistent for most of the series, and he definitely deserves it. What an incredible run for Kristoffersson. A tough break for Ryo Hirakawa with that 10th place finish. Here are your final results for the race. Verstappen wins, Logano second, Ty Gibbs third, so the Oval folks definitely showed up today. Kristoffersson, your champion, in 4th, Will Power in 5th, Van Gisbergen is 6th, Jamie Chadwick 7th, Elio Castrodem is 8th, Marco Andretti 9th, Ryo Hirakawa 10th, Jaminet finished 11th, Jarvis 12th, and Van Dorn finished in 13th. And here's the look at your final standings, 4th through 13th in the World Grand Prix. Logano, he recovered quite a bit. You know, he was pretty much way in the back for most of the World Grand Prix, but that run at Gateway, despite the fact that he did not win, still got him in 7th place. And tough for Ryo Hirakawa as he has fallen out of the top 3. He is tied with the same amount of points as the driver who finished 3rd, but that driver just won. So he does get that tie break. And here is your final podium for the World Grand Prix. Finishing 3rd in the standings with 47 points and scoring the win right here in St. Louis. He just took the checkered flag. The 2022 Formula One champion, Max Verstappen. Finishing 2nd in the points with a grand total of 48 points. He managed to provide to us a great finish at Le Mans, making a last lap pass on Mathieu Jaminet for the win. Your 2022 NTT IndyCar Series champion, Will Power. And finally, your 2023 World Grand Prix champion with a grand total of 60 points, This driver was consistent all throughout, and he definitely deserved it. With the win at New Zealand, a track that's very much up his alley, the 2022 FIA World Rallycross Champion, Johan Kristoffersson. Congratulations to all the drivers for competing in this World Grand Prix, and a big congratulations to Johan Kristoffersson for taking home the inaugural World Grand Prix. And that will wrap it up for this Racing Infinity special. This is something that I've actually been wanting to do for the past couple of years. And with the recent rebrand, and now that I have Racing Infinity, I felt like that this was the best time to put something like this together, and I really loved how everything came out. And if you guys really enjoyed this, and if you want to see this again next year, I will gladly do a 2024 World Grand Prix with whoever may be the champions of 2023. And remember that driver 13 that I mentioned? Well, what driver would you like to see on it? Comment down below who maybe driver 13 of 2024 could be. But besides that, that will wrap things up here. Again, thank you guys so much for all your support. Oh, and one more thing. I do want to leave a quick update. Sunday Night Lights has been a little slow in production, but I promise you it's being worked on, and I will keep you guys updated on when that video is being worked on and when that video will come out. I promise you, you will get a Sunday Night Lights 1993 to 1995. It is still being worked on, and I'll let you guys know and give you guys updates as we continue on. Besides that, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you for enjoying the World Grand Prix. I'm Gray Speed Productions, and I will see you in the next video.